Oh, I almost forgot my light. Hello, everybody. Welcome in. Just have to forgive me a moment as I finish just a couple of things. Do that and that. And then where is chat? Let's detect YouTube chat. Thank you. Got there. And then get OBS and perfect. How do I have... Oh, I think I just forgot to close the game after I ended stream last time, and then I was paranoid about whether I actually did save or not, so I just saved in a new slot. But where are we? Last time we finished up the... Finished up the various monuments on Plane 6. Fought Cassius to finish off the third one. Then we brought Joshua to the final one. Is that just the background is very jumpy? Yeah, I think that's just the background is very jumpy. I was panicking thinking I had some like severe frame rate issue where the game was itching that much every second, but no, it appears that's just the background texture. Okay, we're safe. I can move on from that. And then we needed to take Reese with us to the ending of the sixth plane, where we learned the truth about Kevin, his stigma, and Rufina. And then Kevin and Reese ended up falling down here to plane number 7. Now, let us begin, shall we? Continuing onwards.
Take that! Good job. Keep it up.
This'll be where loot is. Good lord, there's a lot of... I have a feeling I really want to kill that mirror before anything happens.
Good job. Keep it up.
Didn't know what the mirror would do, I just... Ooh, a new weapon, Purgatorio. Dragon Boots. I have that book, Purgatorio. It's tucked away very nicely on a shelf, and it's all gonna come apart. That book, Purgatorio, right there. None of these chests have shit. Hey, did I get a weapon for her earlier? That was probably at the end of last stream. What do we got? Going from 1,000 plus get 100 strength, 25 art strength, 25 dex. Or 5 dex. We take those. One thing that may have been beneficial for me was to actually read what the enemy did. Oh, thank God it missed.
Sorry, but you had to die.
All the information was in the task, and I just didn't read the task.
Take that! Sorry, but you had to die.
Oh, I also got new shoes. Should check out those new shoes. What did I just get? Laburl necklace or something? Dragon boots. What's Kevin using? You're using better shoes already, so we'll give you that. What was it? Something necklace? Maybe it was Sephiral necklace. Prevents all ailments except for KO. I see how I might have accidentally read that as Laburl necklace. Underseal? No, I don't think it was that.
Take that! Good job.
And if that was like an actual fight, Kevin was cooking. He ended up, he went from one double turn to another. You'll have to see it. You'll have to see it if you're Kevin or on Kevin's team.
Oh, pitiful souls, may you rest in peace. Goddess, my thanks to thee.
Oops. Oh, we're only getting experience from one.
My thanks to thee.
That's fine. There should be a chest. Celestial bomb. This is still just gonna say the chest is empty. There's no fun messages anywhere in this plane. This place sucks.
Goddess, my thanks to thee. Goddess, my thanks to thee.
Sorry about that. Rail locket. I feel like I have those. One of those already. I was wrong. Prevents all abnormal status except KO. What is an abnormal status versus an ailment? Oh, Ren and Reese are also good options for support if I'm ever forced to use Josette again. Which I imagine, whatever the final dungeon is, like, status. What is an abnormal status versus an ailment? That's what I don't get.
Take that! Stay alert. This ain't over.
I just realized I haven't been updating my Twitch title. That's fine. So sorry, Kevin. I failed as your mother. I'm so tired. I'm so tired. Mom? Is this... He's this way. He's this way. Two of us can... No, it's just mortal punishment.
Let's end this.
Why does that attack do that? Why does that attack last for 15 minutes? Is that... maybe that's a turbo bug? Not win.
Goddess, my thanks to thee.
I just kind of assumed that would kill her. I made an error in judgment. Damn, that one hurt. Kevin, you don't... This place and everything in it was seriously what I wanted for myself. I'm probably the biggest masochist who ever lived, don't you think? You don't need to force yourself to talk, Kevin. Sorry. Oh, that's right. Kevin wanted to be punished, and Reese is pissed at him for that. Suppose this moment had to come sooner or later. I've been running away from Mom's death ever since the day I lost her. I was so desperate to look away from it all. But now, I feel like I can finally accept what happened. Sure? Yeah, I'm sure. Let's get going, Reese. There'll be plenty of time to be sad after we get out of this place. Right now we need to concentrate on living long enough to do that. Okay. Oop, we're good. That's mildly unfortunate.
Goddess, my
It's also unfortunate that she still takes poison damage on the last turn of the fight. What? Did I have to... I had to fight those things, like, way earlier in the game, didn't I? Like, I feel like I had to fight those guys as part of... We get a spell off before the enemy? Yes. Those chariots is part of the... It was either part of the Reese or part of the Kevin boss fights. We were fighting the Grimoire clones. Oh, Kevin's got... Kevin had death, but... This guy resists death. I guess we found the immovable objects. Oh yeah, let's check out Infinity Sparrows without me using the speed up function. Yeah, it just doesn't take 15 minutes to do. Why is it so... Why is it so long when you use the speed up?
Let's end this. Sorry, but you had to die.
Getting a little bit bored of doing every single fight.
Let's end this.
What the heck, you're back. Why are you back? The other enemy was dead.
Oh, pitiful souls, may you rest in...
I have caught up on experience, so I feel... Well, I guess mostly caught up on experience. Alright, well, I can't open the map, so... Something's coming up. Oh! We're at the exit. Gates of Gehenna? Gates are distorted but steadfast, serving to keep the living and the dead apart. Yeah, they've been accurately realized for sure. Too bad the testaments don't give us any clues as to how the two of us can force them open. Haha, nor do you have any chance of doing so. Who is that? Time. Weissman. Pleasure to see you again, Kevin Graham. I never thought we'd have the pleasure of meeting face to face again. Certainly not in a place bedecked with so many delightful peculiarities. Oh yeah, give me that pipe organ. I figured you might show up eventually. This place being full of people I've killed, you rearing your ugly head was always a given. Who is he? He's the biggest sinner the church has ever been unfortunate enough to have in their ranks. bishop of the Congregation for the Sacraments, who went on to become an Anguis in Ouroboros. George Weissman, the demon I put an end to half a year ago. That's him? Heh, not discerning your identity was truly my most careless blunder. Never suspected that the priest before me would be the one to inherit the long vacant position of the Fifth Dominion. Life does so love its surprises, doesn't it? Well, that was the point. Me being a Dominion was deliberately kept secret so that I could serve as one of the Congregation's trump cards. Of course, the truth is out in the open now, but it's a fair enough price to pay if it means you're dead. The Congregation always were a cunning bunch. They created such an elaborate scheme just to take out poor little me. Was the plan conceived shortly after your stigma first manifested? No, I'm sure it was. And after that, it was merely biding your time until you could make your move. With the Dominion, the Salt Pail, and a carefully designed game plan on their side, the odds of me escaping with my life were woefully slim indeed. You're right about how cunning they are. In that sense, you were probably just as right when you called me a damn dog. I was fine with being that way too. How respectable of you. I must admit, I am astounded. I'd carried out plenty of my own research on stigmas and their capabilities, but I had no idea a genuine article was capable of quite this much. What are you talking about? I suspect that deep down you already know the answer, but it is my deepest pleasure to elaborate. The Gehenna in which we stand is a reflection of your latent desires. That you already know. But more specifically, the cause of this is your stigma. Huh? What do you mean? After the Oriel's disappearance, Phantasma was thrown into a state of great confusion. After all, Phantasma was the Oriel's subsystem. Without the Oriel to control it, it was like a ship whose captain had suddenly vanished. Lost. To calm its own confusion, Phantasma sought a new master who could take the place of the Oriel and control it. Specifically, it chose the person with the deepest trauma from among those close to the Oriel when it vanished. Its decision made, it found the stigma that exists deep within you and made a copy within itself. That stigma then manifested your latent desire, Gehenna, here in Phantasma. And that is how both this and the Lord of Phantasma came into existence. Heaven. Well, I suppose that's enough exposition for now. And now that we're clear of all confusion, I have a proposition for you. One that will allow you to resolve all of this without a single loss of life. A tantalizing prospect, no? You can do that? Really? It's quite simple. You need only cast away your humanity, nothing more. Your stigma rose from the ashes of immense despair and guilt. What better way to deal with this situation than to become a being that is not burdened by such worthless emotions? To become a truly self-supporting superhuman capable of controlling every facet of themselves. You're insane. That's no way for people to live. Yet it is the goal I obsessively pursue in both life and death alike. My research into stigmas was but one part of my efforts to achieve it. My efforts with Joshua may not have borne fruit, but you are so very close to reaching it. And once you become a superhuman, you will be able to fully control your own stigma and emerge as a new Lord of Phantasma. Silence, Faceless. Stop trying to deceive him with that forked tongue of yours. Please, I am doing no such thing. I only presented a modest proposal at best. Not one word I've said is a lie. I swear it. You could argue that I may feel resentment towards him for being instrumental in my death, but at this point, that matters little to me. Everything pales in significance to seeing my long-cherished ambition realized. I abandoned the church's teachings and joined Ouroboros in pursuit of creating a superhuman. Now, I finally can. You're insane. It's alright, Reese. You don't need to keep defending me. Kevin? Ha! I'm glad to see you understand me. I always knew you would see sense in the end. It's hard to disagree with the fact that I need to be stronger than I am. It was my weakness and my cowardice that led to taking Rufina's life with my own hands. It was my weakness and my cowardice that led to rejecting Mom and allowing her to die. And now it's those same two qualities that have led to Reese and the others getting drawn into this mess to suffer. All of those things are on me. All of them. But you're absolutely right. But there's no need to despair any longer. You have it in you to overcome such weakness. Follow the path I've opened to you, and they will be a thing of the past, a mere memory. That's one option, sure. Good one, too. But sorry, it's not the one I'm gonna be picking. Man, I'm even more of a loser than I figured. Even now, I just can't bring myself to forget the taste of the chocolate I had that day. What? When Rufina and Reese found me, I was crushed beyond measure. I thought I'd never be able to stand up against and overcome the despair I felt. That's why that bitter yet sweet taste left such a strong impression on me. That's why it gave me the strength to move forward, even knowing how many hardships awaited. Because for every hardship, there'll be just as much joy waiting for me. Kevin. So, sorry, Faceless. This thing ain't gonna work out between us. Very well. I'm not about to force you to change your minds. But let's see how far such pathetic sentimentality will take when your lives are placed in mortal peril, shall we? Oh, that's both of them. No. Astard and Rostrum. You have to face both Guardians of Gehenna's Gates at once for this round, huh? You may be a Dominion, but surely even you realize you don't stand a chance of winning here. Not when you have to worry about that girl with you. Well, having any second thoughts? Don't you dare listen to him, Kevin. I'll be fine. Don't let worrying about me stop you doing what's right. Well, you're right about our chances of winning. 2 high-ranking devils and you against just the 2 of us, things aren't looking so hot. At least, that was before I knew I'm not the man I once was. What? Ah! Are we summoning extra allies, Kevin? Kevin learned the S-Craft Spear of Space element attack that hits all foes on the field and is especially effective versus devils. Well... Wow. Impossible. What is that? This is the other side of my stigma. It's the light side. It's been there all along. I was just never able to see it. Until now. How can this be? Seems like I owe you a word of thanks, Faceless. Turning down that deal you threw out has finally allowed me to gain a little confidence in myself. As a token of my appreciation, you can be the first one to see what it can do. As its victim. I always knew you were nothing more than a dog. Fine. Have it your way. Let's see how much of a difference a change of color really makes against such overwhelming odds. I welcome you to try. Oh, Weissman is... I promise I'm not that tired. So, that was quite a lot of damage. That we took.
Let's end this. Oh, blue shield, carved in my soul's
Let's watch this in slow-mo once.
right upon this purgatory. Spears of heaven.
How much damage did it do? It was like 17,000 or something? 15,000, 15,000 to the enemies. I'm moderately concerned about what this is going to do. All right, maybe I should, I probably should have given them the anti-status equipment. I did save just before this, but then I'd have to go through the... What am I doing in there? I'd have to go through the cutscene again. I guess I could have waited to stop them from getting the strength turn. That's alright, he didn't actually do anything with this strength turn. Not Holy Blessing. That. This didn't do 15,000 damage. Which didn't do very much damage at all. Alright, when I'm not getting railed with statuses, this is... we'll use the word easier. Let's just heal and learn some recipes.
Sorry, but you had to die.
Well done. But as long as Phantasma exists, I will never die. I'll always be watching you from here, Kevin Graham. watching to see just how long you can continue to desperately play tough before accepting the reality around. Huh. Desperately play tough, huh? I wish I could disagree. What do you mean? Kevin! How are you? Are you alright? I'm fine. I think I just overdid it some. Again. I'll be okay, though. I won't flop over like I did last time I pulled this. Not after I've made up my mind to finally face Rufina head-on. Good. Still, we might have beaten them, but we're not really in the best situation here, are we? How are we even supposed to get that door open? I don't think we're enough to get it to budge. Yeah, but we've come this far, we can't just give up. I think we're gonna have to destroy it. As usual, you mind if we at least try something else before resorting to rampant destruction? Besides, I think this gate's the most important defining structure down here. What makes this a replica of Gehenna more than anything? Can't see it being very easy to destroy. Hey! That sounds like... Is this a joke? I've never been so happy to see someone in my life. And once again, you go out of your way to defy logic. We found you in some weird-ass places, but this one has got to be the weirdest of them all. How did you get down here? His presence is more than a little suspicious. You're not working with the Lord of Phantasma, are you? The Lord of what's it? No, forget it. We don't have time to chit-chat. We need to run, now, or we're done for. Huh? Was that... roaring and the sound of flapping wings. A lot of them. Eek! Are those devils? They're not as high-ranking as the two we just beat, but they're no slouches either. Ugh, how are we supposed to take this many on at once? Do something. This is your responsibility. I don't want to die. Not here. You think we do? I sure don't. Damn it, I used too much of my Stigma's power. Gotta at least try and give these two an opening to get away, but how? Stay back. Stay back! Kevin, I don't think I got much of a choice here. It seems convenient for me. Kevin, Reese, are you okay? Thank goodness we made it. What is this place? Hell? Oh my, this looks like a one-to-one replica of Gehenna. My compliments to the designer. Nice to see you two hanging in there. I can see we're in for a fun time. Why the heck is Gilbert with you? You guys? Why? After you fell down here, Celeste was gracious enough to search for your location. And thanks to you having the cube with you, we were able to find it. She finished connecting a path here only moments ago. The store will take you back up to the garden. Really? We appreciate it. I can't believe my luck. Anyway, the talking can wait until later. We'll charge in and try to force an opening in their ranks. You take that chance to break through and get through the gate. Hurry. Thanks. Truly, thank you. Then, shall we begin? The most thrilling dance with devils awaits. Righteousness shall be victorious. Fall before the blade of Evander. Let's do this. Right. Chapter 7 end. All things considered, that was a pretty short chapter. Two and a half hours, and that's including a whole bunch of sped up turbo stuff. That's about the long and short of it. In other words, all of this, everything that's happened, is my fault. All of you are victims who had the misfortune of knowing me and getting dragged into this. No apology is sincere enough, but I'm so sorry for what you've been put through. I'm not following. Why? I heard all you said, but I don't think you've got any reason to be that sorry. Come again, Estelle? Based on what we've learned, Phantasma choosing a new master was an inevitability, something it would have done whether you were there or not. As such, after it lost the Oriole, something like this would have happened no matter the circumstances. I agree. Phantasma would simply have chosen someone else and created a different world as a result of the trauma that lay within. The thought that you might have been chosen is nothing short of terrifying, too. Everything that's happened to us in here so far is nothing compared to what we would have endured had that come to pass. Oh, Mueller, your words are like the sweetest kiss turned frozen upon parting. You have that little faith in me, your one and only. Perhaps everyone here would have been drawn into the most ravenous feast the world has ever seen, but nothing more than that. I'm scared. No, I'm just disgusted. You're a special degree of creep, you know that? I want no part of any beast that comes from out of your brain. Count me out of this one. I can't help but feel you guys are kind of missing the point. Well, don't take this as me trying to defend you or anything. But in a sense, it might have been a good thing you were chosen over anyone else. How do you figure? I'm lost as well. Your stigma's obviously very powerful and is capable of exerting a lot of control over things. Enough so that Phantasma as it now exists is in a state of order. That Phantasma as it is now exists in a state of order. But what if it had been chosen? What if it had chosen someone else? Would the world have been able to maintain order then? It's possible that Phantasma would have been unable to contain the chaos that ensued and gone out of control under someone else. That's what you're essentially getting at, right? I knew you'd understand, Joshua. If that had happened, a whole lot more people might have been caught up in this. Not that I've got a problem with lots of guests at a tea party. The more the merrier. Come on, Ren. I think you're the only one who'd be having fun. Heh. She's right. I don't think you've got any reason to beat yourself up over this. We're all very different people from different walks of life. But right now, we're all here sharing a common destiny. Yeah, in times like these, we've got to help each other out, right? Besides, this place relates to the Oriole, which is LeBurle's problem. From my perspective, you're a victim. Couldn't agree more. As such, Kevin, we would appreciate you continuing to lead us as you have done so far. It's time to truly bring an end to what was started half a year ago. What can I even say? First I'm stupid, then Reese pulls off the dumbest thing I've ever seen, and now you guys, this must be the biggest group of idiots in all of Zemuria. I swear you wouldn't find a more gullible, naive bunch anywhere on the continent. I was happy to use each and every one of you for my own devices right to the very end. So how can you be so It's alright, Kevin. Kevin. Sometimes you just have to know when to give in. You're at that point right now. Luck ran out the second you got stuck with us. Got stuck with you mean? Spending too much time with pushy, meddling do-gooders who don't know when to quit. When to quit like you is bad for anyone. Wanna say that again? Oop. Yo, what's up, Abner? Well, all of those things describe you to a T, that much is true. They certainly do. I think they're your good points, though. Yeah, so do I. I think Estelle's rubbed off on all of us at this point, and that's not a bad thing. But thanks, guys? Group of idiots is right. We're smack dab in the middle of a shitty situation here, but you wouldn't know it by looking at us. With a team this spectacular, what do we have to fear? There's a chance we could even overthrow the Erebonian government if we put our minds to it. Need I remind you, that's not something an Erebonian prince should be saying out loud. Alright, I know when I'm beat. We're in this. Together. This time, I actually mean that. Got it. We're happy to have you with us. Anyway, at least now we know exactly what we need to do here. We need to defeat Rufina, the Lord of Phantasma. There's no getting around that. Unfortunately not. Indeed. With that said, just where is she? You didn't encounter her in Gehenna, did you? She disappeared right after the two of you fell down there. That's a good question. I think it's safe to say she wasn't down in Gehenna with us. If she had been, she would have shown herself at some point. Yeah. Then where is she? I believe I can answer that. Celeste? Didn't realize you were here. Can't thank you enough for saving our hides earlier. Truly, I doubt we would have been able to get out unharmed if not for your assistance. We're both grateful beyond words. I was more than happy to help. All of us here are in the same predicament, myself included. You can even think of me as another one of your companions if you'd like. Heh, naturally. What kind of answer are you thinking you can give? Ah, yes. It took some time, but I was able to ascertain her current location. What? Really? Is that what you've been working on all this time? Yes, it is. During my investigation of the 7th plane, I was able to gain an understanding of the layout and contents of Phantasma as a whole. I also discovered that the Lord of Phantasma isn't in any of the planes, rather, she is outside of them. Phantasma consists of more than just the planes? What's it like outside of them? Think of the planes you've been exploring like a giant multi-layered structure in the center of Phantasma. They're all you have known up to this point, but the world consists of more than them. That said, the rest of Phantasma is just a vast barren wasteland at this point, abandoned and devoid of life. Hard to picture without seeing it for myself. You know where in this big abandoned wasteland she is? Because if it's that vast, just knowing she's there probably isn't going to help us much. I have a relatively good idea where in it she is, thankfully. Though that doesn't solve the core problem. Here the word vast doesn't do the scale of the wasteland itself justice. I believe it's roughly the size of the continent where you live. It's the size of Zamuria? That is going to pose a problem. Crossing an area that massive on foot would take months, maybe even longer. Do we not have any other means of transport that we could use? Not sure my power would be of any use to you here. Can't place monuments too far from this garden, for one thing. Even if we did commit ourselves to trekking across the whole thing on foot, without the cube's power, we couldn't come back and resupply. Going to take several months worth of food hardly seems realistic. Well, this is a tough one. I can only think of waiting for her to come to us. What's up with you, short stuff? Got something on your mind? Well, I was just thinking. Why not use the Arsail? What? Replica we encountered on the first plane? Yeah. This world is supposed to react to the desires of people in it, right? So while that our sail might not be the real one, it looks just like it. Everyone here is pretty familiar with the real thing and how it looks, so it seems like a ship we could all picture flying easily. Maybe if we all wish for it to fly together, it might actually happen. Even when we're dealing with magic mumbo jumbo, Tita is still the one that figures out how the technology works. Sorry, I'm being silly, aren't I? I don't know what's gotten into me. This isn't something an engineer should be saying. I don't think you're silly at all, Tita. In fact, I think that's a fantastic idea. Do? It does seem like the easier something is to imagine, the easier it is to have it realized in Phantasma. Both you and Julia are familiar with the exact structure of the Arsail, while most of us here have seen and been on board it. This might actually work. There's clearly no rules saying airships can't exist here either, given that we've already been on the Black Ark. Well, Celeste, do you think it would work? The Arsail was the ship you used to board the Liber Ark, I believe. And if I were to feed the image of it flying then back into the system, I think this may actually be possible. If all of you are on board, the White Wings will take to the skies once more. You can really make this happen? I can't believe it. Well done, Tita. Totally, you really outdid yourself this time. Wait a second. Does this mean we might be able to make the Bobcat fly? There's a copy of that here, too. Oh, you're right. How many of you are familiar with that? Crap, forgot about that. I think Josette and I are the only ones who have actually flown in it. Scara, Olivia, and I have technically been in it, but that was just as stowaways. Yeah, that was back when we were investigating that airship hijacking. What a fond memory that adventure made now that I look back. I'm not sure what the odds of success would be then. It's a rather small number of people. I think it would be wise to focus on trying to revive the Arsail first. Oh, okay. Still, this sounds like a much better plan than trying to walk there on foot. We should prepare for departure at once, then make our way to the Arsail. Don't gotta tell me twice. I'll have a lot in store for us if we're able to make this work. However, I should warn you all of one thing. Once you have flown the Arsail to the area where the Lord of Phantasma awaits, that will be it. You'll be unable to return to this garden ever again. Please be mindful of that. Never? Not even once? Because we won't be able to use the cube's warp functionality anymore? Correct. Using it to warp is only possible when you're within a certain range of the garden. Go outside of that, and it's no longer possible. So before you depart, I'd ask that you make absolutely sure you have everything you need and are ready for whatever you may find there. Good to know. Wouldn't hurt to do some extra training then. I don't doubt we're all gonna have to play our part in the things to come. Yeah, you're right. Wouldn't mind getting in some exercise myself. Wouldn't want to wind up being the one to drag the group down. This will be our last opportunity to open up the doors scattered throughout the plains and take anything we find, too. It's probably best I step down as leader for the time being then. If you're just door hunting or trying to get some extra practice in, I'd only get in the way. If anyone else wants to learn how to use the cube or fill out my notebook, I'd be happy to teach you. Just let me know. Let's just be sure that when the time comes, we leave with no regrets. Right. Oh, I don't even need to use Kevin. Chapter 8. The Future We Dream Of. Yo, what's up, Buster Sword? Happy New Year's to you as well. I likely won't be streaming tomorrow. Just really far away. Sorry, just catching up on my notes. What a Phantasma is really, really far away. All right.
Leave it to them! Together now!
Who else? Actually, the final party member is just gonna depend on the door I'm looking for, isn't it? Oh, that's not it. Set Josette as the support again. I am missing a door. I am missing a door. Present to me a form of happiness you have obtained. I don't know what that means. Well, first let's go to star door number 2. I've probably done 100 battles by now. Better have done 100 battles by now. Yes. Closed is a report on the damage dealt to the former Principality of Northumbria by the Salt Pale. Also contained within is research on the Pale itself. Holy City of Arteria, Congregation for the Sacraments. I hereby present this report to you, Your Holiness, ever at the side of the goddess. This report contains classified information and may only be read by those with the clearance to do so. Certain sections of the utmost secrecy have also been blacked out. Progression of events after the Pale's appearance. July 1st, 1178, 5:45 a.m. An urgent report came in from Alias Cathedral in the then Principality, now Estate, of Northumbria in northern Zemuria. It stated that a giant white pillar so tall it appears to kiss the clouds had appeared on the outskirts of the city. Bishop Alexei, the one who'd sent the report, behaved as if extremely unsettled by what was happening. By urgent order of the committee, 2 knights of the Gralsritter, the 8th Dominion, aka the Roaring Lion, and a squire, both of whom were working on another mission in a nearby nation, were dispatched to perform a formal investigation. They hurried to the scene with the 8th Merkaba unit. Please note that Merkabas had only recently been put into use at this point. They arrived promptly. At 6:22 a.m., this is what they saw. It's a big old pillar of salt. Poses a photograph of the object now known as the Salt Pale. I see why it's referred to as the former Principality. At this point, however, it was far larger than the term Pale would suggest. Is there another meaning of the word pale that I'm not familiar with? A wooden stake or post used as upright along with others to form a fence. Don't think I've ever heard the term pale used like that. It was more akin to a massive tower that soared hundreds of arg into the air. Two knights provided the following observation regarding the situation on their arrival. We were met with a mighty hailstorm blowing in our direction from Heliask, or so it appeared at first, till we eventually realized the storm contained not ice, but salts. The object's surface is completely covered with salt, making it impossible to tell what it may actually look like underneath. The surrounding air has become powdered salt, and it falls to the ground like snow falling on a tundra. The spread of that salinification process was startlingly rapid, and the affected area spread in the blink of an eye. By the time the Gralsritter arrived, the entire landscape of the capital had turned to salt, and the lives of many who lived there, like the aforementioned Bishop Alexei, had already been lost. Yet the spread did not stop there. The day after the salt pale first appeared, a vast coniferous forest zone north of the capital crystallized and collapsed. Bridges also collapsed, rendering all of the main highways out of the city unusable. Please note that by this point, then ruler Prince Balmond had already fled the country to the nearby nation. 2 days passed since the Pale's appearance. By this point, roughly half of the entire principality had become a sea of salt. Countless refugees had fled to the southern side of the country because the River Grave stood between it and the affected area. Finally, 3 days after the Pale's appearance, the salinification process stopped at dawn. As a result, the knights were able to advance on the capital of Heliask with the hope of investigating the salt pale. That afternoon, they finally reached it. What they found looked completely different from how the Pale had before when they first arrived in Northumbria. The center of the salinified area, they found an object that was a mere 2.5 arg in height. The surface was no longer blanketed in salt, rather it looked as if something had been carved out of it. It is now believed that the Pale's mass decreased as the salinification process progressed. In its smaller state, the Pale had lost its power to turn swaths of the country to salt, but its ability to solidify was still very much intact. Anything that touched it, even for a millisecond, was instantaneously turned to salt. It was of the utmost importance to handle it with care. In order to complete the mission without physical contact, the Gralsritter required the use of the sacred tool Gleipnir, which was delivered to them from the High Seat in Arteria. Since then, it has been kept closely sealed away deep within the High Seat in Arteria. Still, while the recovery mission was ultimately deemed a success, the damage already caused was equally vast and significant. No damage to the surrounding nations was reported, but it resulted in the destruction of 3 of the 5 administrative districts of the Principality, including its capital. Over a third of the total population, along with travelers from elsewhere, lost their lives. That is to say, nothing of the emotional damage caused. Due to its sudden outbreak, the hearts of Northumbria's people were overwhelmed with fear and uncertainty. From a humanitarian and a religious perspective, a swift response from the Septian Church was all but necessary. The decision was made to dispatch personnel to the region right away. Upon arrival, they set about rebuilding the damaged churches and healing both the physical and mental wounds of the people. Those who were left orphaned in the crisis were taken into gospel facilities where they would be cared for until adulthood. The northern region of the country, which had been turned entirely to salt, was placed under the church's control. It had been a restricted area ever since. Supplementary notes. After some time, the country's former leader, Prince Balmont, attempted to rebuild the government. But given that he had fled the country during its hour of need, caring only for himself and not his people, all authority he once had was gone. The following year, the country's people led an armed uprising and the Principality of Northumbria was no more. Eventually, elections were held and the country became a democracy, thus bringing about the birth of the autonomous state we know of now. This was also when the former Principality's armed forces reformed as Vigilante Corps. Given the extreme poverty of the state, however, the majority of said corps considered gathering foreign currency to be of the utmost importance. That was how the large-scale Jaeger Corps known as the Northern Jaegers was first established. As far as the rest of Zemuria is concerned, this is where the tale of the Salt Pale ends, but a number of very important questions still remain unanswered. Perhaps the most obvious of these is where it came from. Despite the considerable size of the object and that it appeared on the outskirts of a populated city, no information is available regarding the moment it first appeared. The most popular theory is that its appearance was due to something akin to spatial translocation, but no hard evidence exists to support this, or any other theory. Of more importance, however, is its positioning in the teachings of the Septian Church. The Pale is clearly different in nature to artifacts, and appears to be a more fundamental manifestation of the goddess's power of creation. The limits of our knowledge at present, this is as far as we can get to the truth. There are some who have proposed it may be one of the Septarians, but no evidence has been found in legend or in scripture to support this belief. Nevertheless, these questions and many others need answering, and the Congregation for the Sacraments continue to study the Salt Pale to this day. The most accepted proposal comes from those who believe the Pale should be seen as nothing more than a gift from Aidios, and they continue to consider various means for her church to make good use of it. Most realistic of these plans is using it in the manufacture of the sacred tool used for extraction. Parts of the Pale are cut away using high-pressure water and then surrounded with a cylinder made from salt crystal, allowing them to be fired directly into the target without requiring the user to make direct contact. Should the bolt make successful contact with a human target, their whole body would turn to salt, killing them in mere seconds. There are no known means for reversing or stopping the process. This approach does not come without flaws. It seems unwise to be careless with an object we still do not understand the true nature of, for one thing. There are also humanitarian concerns with executing someone in this matter. Still, it does bear mentioning that should there ever be a case where a target needs to be eliminated without fail, this would be the most surefire way to carry it out. It should go without saying that research on it is intended to continue into the future. Appendix regarding the aforementioned sacred tool. Trial use begins with the sacred tool. Top secret work only. Permission granted to use in the execution of blank. Using the execution of blank fired from bowgun. Results were extremely favorable. No damage was caused to the surrounding area. The target was also successfully erased. Damn, erased. Appendix about the target. The target was orphaned by the Salt Pale when it first appeared. Brief history of blank is as follows. Joins the Septian Church, joins the Congregation for the Sacraments as an official. Promoted to bishop. Oh, this is Weissman. This is Weissman, isn't it? Declared a heretic and excommunicated from the church. Yeah, because it's George with with no extra E at the end, I think. Yeah, and Kevin definitely did kill him by turning him to salt at the end of second chapter. Funny, another game I'm playing off-stream, Shin Megami Tensei 5. That game has a major plot point about everyone being turned to salt. Okay, so that's done. Should have made a checklist. Here, we'll write this. List of doors. Of completed doors. Moon. 1 through star. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Did not do 6. I don't think I've done 7 either. 8. We got a lot of star doors left. Holy shit, I didn't realize I'd done so few. The 400th battle. Is there a way to keep track? I have absolutely no idea how many battles I've done. I have not done 400 battles. Ah. So I have to have won 400 battles. That's not... I'm actually not that far... Wait, that's only 34 more battles. I was worried I was gonna have to do like 150 more. But 34 battles isn't... That's not a problem at all. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I just need to use more of the recipes that I have probably in some of these battles. We got a trial for some of these. Let's actually set up a party. Who do I want as my 4th member? Here, let's bring someone just to, like, start bringing them up to the right level. Let's just grab, like, Olivier for now. So that everyone's, like, kind of... So that everyone's kind of close. That could be useful to maybe find the 15th door, wherever that is. I guess... Where would the 15th door be, though? My only guess is that maybe it appeared in the garden somewhere, because it wasn't in... I didn't see it in Gehenna. And I can't go back to Gehenna because there were no stones in Gehenna. Of course, Gilbert's still here, it's stupid idiot. Also, Abner, I don't know if you're still here or not, but I won my 50-50 in ZZZ. Let's go. Okay, we gotta overcome a trial. Let's go do the trial. This was like 7 or something. I assume the trial is a battle. Oh, there's a sneeze building up. Overcome the trial before you. And I shall grant you a memory fragment and my blessing. There's no longer a sneeze building up. Who is too close? Ren? Wait, I can... Have I been an idiot this entire time? I didn't realize I could put it on a square that wasn't directly... Oh my goodness. I did a lot of missing. I don't like Ren being petrified. Okay, do I have an item that cures petrify? That one.
I call this Requiem for a Dream. Status
Sorry.
Well, I guess the good news is I'm not sure they can actually harm Tita, considering they're doing like 16.5 damage. I'm real threatened by these guys. Okay, let's at least revive... At least revive Olivier. Let's at least revive Olivier. So he gets a bit of experience. It wasn't worth it. It wasn't worth the 390 experience. Ornaments are devices. Use the orbital energy contained within Septium to cause a variety of useful effects. What a message for using channel blocked terms. I wonder what it could be. I wonder if it's remove the space. Is it remove the space? Boy, it sure is. Variety of useful effects. It has only been a little over half a century since they were first invented. But even in such a short time, they have already revolutionized the world as we know it. From daily necessities such as lighting and heating to tanks and other similar weapons used to defend our nations, ordnance are used in just about every facet of our lives. In fact, it's now hard to imagine life without them. So much of what we take for granted in life now involves them in some way. And it is to proliferate and advance the development of these ordnance that we exist. We, the Epstein family. Oh boy, that's just unfortunate. Our foundation was first established in the year 1155 of the Septian calendar, the year after Professor Epstein's passing, and he definitely did not kill himself, and was created by his brilliant-minded disciples in order to honor his wishes. The foundation is based in his home state of Le Mans, where it remains in operation to this day. It was rather limited in size in the beginning, and its attempts to spread orbital technology was initially met with little success. Sensing that the professor's dream would never be realized at the rate they were going, 3 key researchers left Le Mans to try and spread the seeds of orbital technology across the continent themselves. One of these was Professor G. Schmidt, a professor who had gained a fine reputation of his own for his skill in the field of mechanical engineering, went around and visited corporations in various nations to persuade them of the benefits of ordnance. Second was Professor L. Hamilton. Mindful of the technological gap between regions, she long believed it was rural and remote areas that needed ornament technology more than any other. As such, she enlisted the help of the Bracer Guild, which had already had a close relationship with the Foundation, and formed a mission with the intent of promoting and spreading the technology where applicable. The professor herself also toured the regions with the aim of spreading public awareness and laying foundations for others to build on in the future. Third was Professor A. Russell, now known far and wide as the father of the Orbital Revolution. Professor Russell returned to his home nation of Liberl and continued to work tirelessly to advance ordnance technology there. And within a year of returning, he had set up the Zeiss Engineering Factory, now known as Zeiss Central Factory, ZCF, and created the first ordnance to be made outside Le Mans State. 3 years later, the reigning king of Liberl at the time, Edgar III, visited the factory to inspect it, and he decided to donate a large amount of money to further its research. With His Majesty's endorsement, ordnance began to spread like wildfire throughout the kingdom, bringing such prosperity that the people of other nations were filled with envy. Up until then, most people didn't see ordnance in a particularly positive light, but their success in Liberl changed those impressions virtually overnight. One nation after another began to reach out to our Foundation to share ordnance technology, and both our Foundation's financial and social standing became that much more secure. In the eyes of the world, the Orbital Revolution was a sudden, far-reaching transformation. But it was only because of years of reaching out to people and diligent, largely unnoticed research that it was able to happen at all. Foundation's activities center around the following 3 guiding principles. 1. Carrying out fundamental research on ordnance. 2. Spreading orbital technology and informing the public of its benefits. 3. Contributing to world peace through technology. Now then, let's discuss each of these 3 guiding principles in more depth. 1. Carrying out fundamental research on ordnance. The Foundation's most important message is, naturally, the improvement and development of orbital technology. The fundamental principles behind how ordnance Orbment's work need no improvements as such, but their architectures, their internal structures have been improved upon countless times in the past, and will surely... Why is my throat so dry? Continue to be perfected by the curious mind as the years go on. Orbment's architecture concerns the mechanical parts inside them, such as the cogs and screws, and there is still plenty of room for change as this new technology develops. These improvements can reap great rewards, but the research necessary to make them is known to be as lengthy as it is expensive. As a result, companies who prioritize profit over all else are less inclined to pursue them. My tablet... Fucking hell, my tablet is garbage. My note-taking device is frozen. That makes our Foundation's research all the more important from a social perspective. Spreading Orbital technology and informing the public of its benefits. Two other important goals of the Foundation are to spread Orbital technology as widely as possible and to educate the public on the correct way to use it. While orbments have become part of the daily lives of most who live in advanced nations and populated urban areas, the reality in remote and mountainous regions is very different. To counter this, we have long worked to send missions of engineers and bracers to these regions to try and better the standard of living for these people, and will continue to do so. We also continue to work on other ways to spread awareness of orbital technology, such as working closely with the Septian Church to have it added to the curriculum of Sunday school classes. 3. Contributing to world peace through technology. It is to pursue this noble yet extremely difficult goal that the Foundation has had a close relationship with the Bracer Guild ever since its initial founding. The Guild was established as an international peacekeeping organization and can meditate on conflicts between nations from a neutral point of view, making it essential to the stability of our world as it stands. The Epstein Foundation continues to back them up fully in their case, both with financial aid and using the fact that Le Mans State is the only place where tactical orbments are produced to provide them with equipment. Sorry. Note-taking device is back. Just as well, this relationship also provides ideal feedback towards tweaking the quality of tactical orbments as they are used in combat too. Every machine and every invention goes through a long, grueling process behind the scenes before eventually reaching its finished, refined form, and tactical orbments are no exception. Then, in S1190, our Foundation unveiled the Orbital Network project, which will be implemented in partnership with ZCF. Said project aims to join all of Zemuria together with a single united communications network, but our hope is that it will do much more than that. Our hope is that it will help to realize a peaceful world through communication. Sadly, Orbment's relationship with peace as a concept has become somewhat complicated. Are they aiding in its realization, or are they doing the exact opposite? Professor Epstein expressed his hopes that their ability to realize the limitless looping of energy would be able to bring lasting peace to the world. Instead, recent years have thoroughly betrayed those hopes, and the post-revolution world has become a chaotic one indeed. The conflict between Liberl and Erebonia, for one, made significant use of orbital weaponry, airships included. It seems beyond a doubt that orbital weaponry will continue to become more and more advanced, making war an even more tragic event than ever. In the face of all this, how should we go about trying to create a peaceful world? We believe the best way to do this is to rely on the power of communication, and a means to do so with people of different nationalities and races. If these people can more easily interact and more easily deepen their understanding of one another, perhaps that will allow us to create the world we all so dearly desire. In the end, one thing is for certain. Our ideas to try and realize Professor Epstein's ideals are only just beginning. Side story, the Epstein Foundation finished. That's where ingenuity was? God damn. We had a little bit of a bloodbath incident. Let's just heal our friends. I'm continuing. I'm just making another save just in case something goes horribly wrong. Yeah, so that was 7. I still haven't done 6, 9, shop. Let's... I'm not gonna sell armor. I just want to make sure that in terms of weapons, I have the best weapons. Like, I'm not gonna be missing any weapons that I might sell. I wish the shop was maybe a little bit quicker. We're almost there, though. Okay, I can synthesize level 5 gems. Let's just get, like... six of those. Couple of those. Couple of those. Maybe 6, that's another important one. Couple emerald gems. Maybe I don't need that many, but whatever. A few wind gems. Maybe like 2 more of those. Couple of these. Just want to figure out... I just want to craft whatever I might need before I convert all of this. I don't know. I probably don't need those. Yep. 2 of these, I guess, just in case. I don't know. Then there's that. I forgot about that. Here, let's... Who is potentially going to be an arts user? Kind of forgot about having to upgrade these. Okay, whatever. I'm probably fine for now. Then we'll just grab you and you. Okay. Stardor. 9. Was the other one the girl who plays with the doll? I assume, is that just Potter Mater? Here comes Miragos. I guess we're off in 50,000 Mira. Memory fragment and my blessing. Thank you very much for coming today. Love it if you'd be able to start coming to pray more often, like this more often. I'm afraid it looks as though I won't have a choice in that matter. If I show any signs of skipping mass lately, Lila gives me a stern lecturing. You're rather fortunate to have someone like her by your side, you know. Nothing is more valuable to a person than someone who will chide them when they seem to be straying from the right path. Oh, I couldn't agree more. I do wish she would go a little easier on me than she currently does, however. Look at it this way. The fact that she doesn't shows just how important you are to her. For one thing, I hear you've been exceptionally busy with work these days. I wouldn't be surprised if she hoped to make the time you spend here to be a break from all of that. As frustrating as it is to admit, that's a scarily sound assessment. But she can't keep me away from work forever now, can she? I think I ought to be getting back to it now, so if you'll excuse me. Please give my regards to Father Holstein, too. Certainly. A good day to you, then. As if Lila wasn't bad enough, now I have Sister Rosa saying the same things as her. Oh, well. Next up is inspecting the market, so I should probably get to doing that. I was expecting Lila to be here to meet me by now, though. She's been awfully cold to me lately, and I still don't have a clue as to why. Thought she was going to pray with me today, too, but she up and decided she needed to take care of shopping. Maybe I can grill her on it later. For now, I should hurry and get to the market. Oh, isn't that Lila? Thanks, I really do appreciate your help today. Not at all, I should be saying the same to you. Anyway, if you need anything else, just give me a call. I can always worm my way out of whatever's on my schedule to make time for you. I'll certainly keep that in mind. Please do, my little sister's been so excited for the big day already. Will surely be one to remember. Yes, I'm sure. For now, however, I really should be going. Oh yeah, the mayor should be about done with Mass now, right? Till next time. Farewell for now. Did I just witness what I think I did? That's why she's been acting so distant towards me lately. Wish she'd said something. I thought we were supposed to be close. Suppose it shouldn't come as much of a surprise. She's a grown woman. She might seem cold towards people on the outside, but she's a wonderful human being. Rather attractive one, too. If anything, I'm surprised it's taken her this long to find someone. Well, it wouldn't be fair for me to get in the way of her happiness. I do feel a little lonely at the thought, but she's gonna want my support. It wouldn't be right for me not to give her it. I'll have to apologize for being late. Might I ask exactly what you're doing? Oh, it's you, Lila. How long have you been there? You appear to be rather tired. This is why I keep telling you that you need to stop overexerting yourself. Oh, I'm not, I assure you. Shall we head to the market? Well, if you say so. Next day. Mayor Maybell? Can I ask you to go over what you want me to do one more time, just so I'm not misunderstanding? Well, as I said, I would like to investigate, exactly what relationship those two have, as well as what kind of person the gentleman in question is. So to put it in simpler terms, you want me to check out whether they're dating and do a background check on the man, right? Is that right? Yes. Yes, it is. Is there something wrong? Well, kinda. I mean, we bracers do at times do background checks on people, but that's when we suspect or know for sure they're involved in a crime. If they're not, doing so would be an invasion of their privacy, and that doesn't exactly fly with us. Oh. Obviously, if you have reason to believe the man Lila appears to be dating is involved in illegal activity, I'd be happy to help. Is that the case, though? No. On the contrary, actually, he appears to be a good, honest man. I see. There's obviously going to be the chance that that's just a facade and he's not the kind of person he appears to be. But as it stands, I don't see any grounds for the guild to make their move. That is unfortunate, but I can certainly see where you're coming from. I'm sorry for troubling you with this. I don't know what came over me. Please forget this conversation ever happened. Forgive me for asking this, but you're all in favor of them dating, right? You're not trying to break them up or something? So why are you so concerned with finding all this out? As I think you're aware, Lila lost her mother and father during the 100 Days War. As far as I can tell, the scars that left on her heart still haven't truly healed either. I believe this is her first foray into romantic relationships, too. Just so worried about her getting hurt as a result of this. Not the slightest concerned about how noble the man's family is or how much money they have, nothing superficial like that. All I want to know is whether he genuinely cares for her well-being and will make her happy. That's all that matters to me. I see where you're coming from. Still, at the end of the day, that doesn't give me the excuse to invade the man's privacy or meddle in their affairs. I'm sure Lila will eventually tell me about what's going on when she feels the time is right. I can ask her all of my questions then. This is good stuff. What do you mean? I completely understand where you're coming from here. I'd be more than happy to accept your request. Wait, I thought... are you sure? Wouldn't doing so violate the Bracer Code? Oh, no worries. The Bracer Code's totally open to individual interpretation, so it leaves a lot to each Bracer's personal judgment. I feel trying to follow the code to the letter and ignoring the feelings of those we're trying to serve misses the point of being a Bracer too. So I don't think it's unfair to dismiss your well-meaning intentions as trying to invade someone's privacy either. You leave all this to me, I'll get you all kinds of answers. Thank you so much. I appreciate you agreeing to do this for me, really. Just know that I completely understand where you were coming from earlier, so I do want to ask you to invade his privacy no more than necessary. Is that fair? Perfecto. Hope this turns out to be something that'll really make her happy. That was the day Annalise agreed to accept the mayor's request immediately, and enthusiastically beginning her investigation. At truth, she was very cautious not to make both Lila and her presumed partner suspicious in the process. Testimony 1. She certainly did come here, yes. I remember them sitting at the table over there having a pleasant conversation with one another. Couldn't tell you what they were talking about, I'm afraid. But I do remember seeing Lila smiling while talking, which you don't see every day with her. That struck me. Really now? You remember anything about the man, by the way? Not in much detail, just he was a well-groomed man and seemingly pleasant young man. That's about all I can say, I'm afraid. I see. You can ask why you want to know all of this. Well, you see. Wait, it's okay, you don't need to answer. They're in love, aren't they? It all makes sense now. She did very much look like a girl in love while she was talking to him, you know? So little Lila's finally ready to begin her journey into adulthood, is she? Oh, sweet. We don't know for sure yet, so please, keep this to yourself, okay? Don't go telling any of the other customers and starting any rumors. Not to worry, secret's safe with me. Testimony 2. Yeah, I saw them. I remember the man escorting the maid to the front door of the mayor's mansion. Surprised he didn't go inside with her, honestly. Whenever I take Mina home, I always do. Oh, Harry. If you ask me, you're the one behaving improperly, not the man we're talking about. Yeah? Ordinarily, when a gentleman escorts a lady to her home, he doesn't go inside. Really? Really. But surely the fact that I do is proof for that close, right? I wouldn't be assuming that if I were you. For one thing, those two seemed awfully close even without that, didn't they? I'm not saying it's always wrong to go inside, per se. If that's what you want to keep doing, you won't see me stopping you. Okay, I will then. Why does everything have to be so much work when it comes to you? Thanks for the info anyway. Testimony 3. I want to ask about a man who's been spending time with Lila lately. Thinking back, I did see her with a man when my husband and I went to the market. They were looking at souvenirs together, I believe. I remember it well, too. I've rarely seen a more adoring pair in my life. They're like a pair of newlyweds. Really? I wouldn't pay much attention to anything my husband says. He has a habit of exaggerating. Ha! I'm not ashamed of it either. These kinds of stories are always much more interesting with a touch of dramatic flair. Wasn't the first time I've seen this man, though. I'm sure I've met him before. I can't for the life of me remember his name. Can you remember, dear? Don't be silly, of course I remember. I would never forget the name of a man I've done good business with. That was young Leonard. Wait, I know that name. Leonard from the Kingfisher Inn? Oh, you know him already? Oh, that puts a damper on my fun. I use that place a lot for work reasons, so I even know him by face. Can't say I know all that much about him as a person, though. You're well acquainted with him. Would you tell me a bit more about him? I don't mind, but this information isn't gonna come cheap. You're gonna charge me? Please, that's not funny, dear. You owe ever so much to the Bracer Code. You can't threaten to charge a member. I won't have it. Sorry, but I just can't help myself to a good joke. Let's see. Well, he's a good, honest man for starters. Several days later. I see. So the man in question is Leonard from the Kingfisher Inn. Wonder how those two came to know each other. Oh, you know Leonard already? Only by name. I can't say I've ever spoken to him in person as such. Kingfisher Inn has really made a name for itself in recent years. It's been doing quite well financially, too. As things stand, it's a good target for investment. Reno said that, too. I'm no expert on that kind of stuff, though. Still, from what I can gather based on your report, their relationship is a healthy one. You seem to think very highly of Leonard. Oh, absolutely. Even his little sister Sophina is super sweet. I'd say you don't have anything to worry about with them. From what I've gathered, they'd make for a picture-perfect married couple. I'd like to believe that's still a while off. And again, if they really are dating, it's a reality I'll have to come to terms with sooner or later. I'm happy for her, but at the same time, I'm a little sad too. I get what you mean. Thank you very much for your report, Annalise. Sounds like she's made a fine choice, so I suppose all I can do now is wait for her to share the truth with me herself. That sounds like a good plan. Miss Maybell? It's me, Lila. Could I have a little of your time? Oh. Speak of the devil. Wonder if the time has finally come. Be one funny coincidence, but maybe it has. If it has, then it's just about time I made my exit. I wouldn't want to get in the way. Nonsense. I'd actually prefer it if you stayed. She does tell us what I expect her to. I don't intend to hide the truth of what I asked you to do. Oh, I see. Okay then. Miss Maybell? Oh, sorry, Lila. Come on in. As you wish. Oh, Miss Annalise. Please do accept my apologies. I didn't realize I was intruding. You're not. Don't mind me. I was just here to give my report on an investigation on behalf of the mayor. I see. So what brings you here, Lila? Do you have something you want to talk to me about? You could say that, yes. I have an important request I wish to make of you. Really now? What would it happen to be? Well, it concerns the Kingfisher Inn near Valeria Lake. You were right. Excuse me? Something tells me they weren't right. Did you think I had no idea what was happening? I already know everything there is to know. How could you possibly... I'm sorry, I actually had Annalise here look into it for me. So worried about you, you see, you'd been behaving so strangely lately. Sorry that I did it, but I just couldn't help myself. See. There's no need for you to apologize, however. I didn't mean to worry you. Perhaps I should have been more open from the start. So, is Leonard being good to you? Damn, cut right to the chase, why don't you? He's a very kind man, yes. Why do you ask? That wasn't what I was asking. Ooh, you know what I mean, Lila. Is there anything else you want to say on the matter? Well, yes, if it's alright with you, I'd like to get right to discussing the date for the big day. Already? The big day? You've already started mapping it out? We have. We were hoping to keep it a secret for as long as possible in order to surprise you. Naturally, I've made sure everything fits into your schedule. Do I have your okay to begin making the necessary arrangements? Owie. Something wrong? You... Was that? You dummy. I can see why you might have wanted to surprise me. I can. Did you really have to keep this from me until this late in the process? I mean, you've got a right to your own private life, and you don't have to share everything in that with me. I'm not saying you have to. But I can't believe you decide something so important without consulting me, even once. Do I mean that little to you? Besides, you've only been going out for about a month. Aren't wedding bells at this stage a little premature? This decision is going to impact you for the rest of your life, Lila. You understand that, right? I think you should calm down and listen to what she has to say, Mayor Maybell. I'm sure she does understand and has her own reasons for deciding. I have a horrible feeling that there's a very grave misunderstanding taking place here. You serious? Just what are we misunderstanding? The arrangements I've been making are for your next vacation. I've been so busy lately that I thought you really ought to have one, so I've been making the necessary arrangements in secret. What? mentioned before that you would like to visit the famous Kingfisher Inn once, you see. So when Leonard needed to come to Beau's Market to do some shopping, we decided to use the chance to meet and discuss about how to go about this. I didn't realize my actions were causing so many problems for you. Whoopsie. I worry about you sometimes. Besides, I have no intention of getting married before a certain mistress of mine, which doesn't seem to be any time soon since she makes a hobby of turning down countless marriage proposals in favor of devoting herself to work. It's not a hobby, it's because I have so much work on my plate that I don't have time for a marriage to be on the brain. There's nothing between you and Leonard? Nothing at all? Everyone says you two have been getting along so well. I'll admit that he's a lovely man and one I have a very positive impression of. But I've never considered him a potential partner. Not once. Why? All girls your age experience romance at least once. It wouldn't be right for you to not do the same. This isn't something I intended to come out and say, but it seems you leave me with no choice. Right now, the most important thing in my life is your happiness. I will put that over anything and everything else. Ensuring it is my greatest joy, my very reason for being. Until you've decided upon a partner to supplement that happiness, I have absolutely no intention of looking at anyone but you. I do appreciate you worrying about me. If it's my happiness you want, I ask that you focus on your own happiness first and foremost. And yet, like clockwork, I see you disregarding your well-being and taking on far more work than is humanly possible. Fine, I get it. Now that we can put the whole marriage thing behind us, I will accept your offer of a vacation. So feel free to proceed with your plan. I leave arranging the schedule to you. As you wish. And if you'll permit me to excuse myself, I shall. Good day to you too, Miss Annalise. Oh. Really sorry. Looks like my research may have been a tad incomplete. Don't worry about it. I don't think anything was wrong with your report. All this was due to me foolishly jumping to conclusions. I can't believe I ended up giving her yet another excuse to lecture me. Oh, it's no big deal. Gotta admit though, I am jealous. Jealous? Huh, you never heard that. Anyway, I'm sure I'll see you around. You two look great together. Oh. Oh, Annalise. What a day. I'm almost ashamed to be relieved over all of this. I don't know if I'll ever be able to manage without her at my side. Side story, Like a Mother, finished. Bloody meatballs. Found the recipe for 100,000 Mira. Let's go. Alright, so it wasn't a spend 50,000 Mira, it was like a Mira check. Did my stupid tablet freeze again? This thing, I'm going to... This thing's going right out the window soon. I was going to look something up. Well, I guess it boots up pretty quickly, but it's annoying that I have to open up everything again, load all my web pages. Slightly. Alright. Meet the girl who plays with a giant doll. However, inside a trial awaits her. Oh, let's, we're gonna need... I'm gonna double check Ren's equipment in a second. Make sure she has everything that I want her to. She does not. There's some bonus strength. Excuse me. Oh no, let's give her that. I don't remember what it was anymore. Dagger Heart. And then let's give her a Sephiral Necklace. Now we go to Star Door 10. Oh, I didn't check her ordnance. Ruby Gem. Water Gem. Spin Gem. Gold Gem. Overcome the trial before you. I don't remember everything that she has access to. What are your crafts? It's just that and a line. That. Here, let's see. Ow, I was really hoping I would be able to hit all four of them. I'm poisoned. I don't like that. Rude. Does one of these items cure blind? No. Abnormal statuses. That was easy. Overcome the trial. Grant you a memory fragment and my blessing. Loading. Complete. Gordius Class Tactical Archaism Development Plan, Author 13 Factories. Codename Potter Modder. We intend to develop a cutting-edge archaism that inherits the DNA of the rest of the Gordius series while containing a more advanced control system. We'll retain the same tactical effectiveness that was the primary development goal in previous models, while allowing for more flexible and precise strategic usage as well. The archaism is intended to be accessible throughout the whole across the whole continent. Powerful main and sub-engines should allow it to operate for several years without resupplying. The use of the Mars Integrated Orbital Arithmetic Logic unit will allow for advanced autonomous combat and effective identifying of targets. In addition, the archaism's control system will make use of the operator's nervous system, allowing for reflexive, instinctive movements in combat. The operator will communicate with the archaism without being in physical contact with it. This will require a compatible candidate to be found and chosen. Overall height 15.5 ARG, unit weight 55 Torum, 68 Torum when fully armed. The archaism's primary weaponry will be its orbital energy cannons, but it will have other kinds of orbital weaponry and even several gunpowder power. Oh, I read that as powdered. Powered weapons as backup. It will also have a revival system, which will use an orbment to generate healing energy to heal or revive its operator in times of danger. The armor plating will be made using Curtilegan alloy. Curtilegan is the most fitting material to use, given that it is the most capable we have access to in all regards. For data regarding strength, see files on Gospel Plan. New engines. Development is proceeding smoothly in line with the plans drawn up by Professor Novartis. Tests have also confirmed that they are already capable of providing power to the actuators. However, the professor has raised concerns about the low responsiveness of the flight engine. This is especially true for the anti-gravity generator. He concluded that the engine as it stands cannot be put into actual use. The possibility of using boosters to provide additional propulsion is under consideration. Development of the actuators is experiencing significant difficulty, as it isn't possible to simply use the same ones as other archaisms. The increased size of the main weaponry means the archaism's weight during combat is significant, and as a result, problems have been occurring in durability tests, especially with the leg joints. It may be possible to make improvements in this area by using precise control so the weight burden is spread evenly rather than focused on one point. The orbital energy cannons that will serve as its primary armaments have been successfully tested. However, by order of Professor Novartis, the possibility of them becoming twin mounts is being analyzed, so they have yet to be equipped. The new orbital engines are expected to be able to provide enough energy to compensate for necessary increase in outputs. Experiments regarding the control system are currently ongoing. The results of the experiments that have been carried out so far see a separate entry. Tests of the control system continue to be performed. However, none of the test subjects have been able to realize the expected level of precision we are aiming for. The results of the main test conducted by Professor Novartis and his team can be viewed above. Subject A1, abnormality during Phase 2, comatose. Subject B3, abnormality during Phase 3, cardiac arrest. Subject C1, abnormality during Phase 1, insanity. Subject D7, abnormality during Phase 2, comatose. D3, abnormality during Phase 2, cardiac arrest. Comatose, mental breakdown. As can be seen, all of the test subjects failed to adapt to the control system. Nonetheless, the Society continues to supply test subjects, and we intend to keep performing further experiments. We've received word from the Society that development is to be temporarily frozen. The reasoning is that the stability of the control system is in question. From now on, only test subjects carefully chosen by the Society will be taking part in connection tests. Test subject R3 successfully completed all 4 testing phases. Note, the subject did experience a small degree of flashbacks. Subject R3 succeeded in communicating with Potter Modder, ascertaining the Society's intentions in regards to resuming development. Subject R3 has succeeded in operating Potter Modder, ascertaining the Society's intentions in regards to resuming development. That was a short one. All of the other doors. I haven't done that one. I haven't done 400 battles. The Repenting Patriots. 13 needs Richard. Let's go do 11, I guess. This probably isn't going to be full-length streams. My throat is very dry. But we'll go as long as I can. However, I do fear that the majority of everything until I go to the final dungeon is going to be dialogue. Overcome the trial before you, then I shall grant to you a memory fragment and my blessing. I wish I could get Tita in on the chains. Oops. For the robots. 8K. They go kaboom. I genuinely thought I targeted the other one. Maybe I wanted to get Olivia that experience. Overcome the trial. Memory fragment and your blessing. Oh, after this, maybe I'll do the sun door, the tournament. So I should have access to the next level of the turn. Is Blue Blanc? An investigative report on Phantom Thief B, his crimes, his history, and his true identity. Real Chronicle Investigative Team. Phantom Thief B has had quite the lengthy and productive career in thievery in the Empire, as the amount of records we have been able to find on his crimes proves beyond a doubt. From numerous paintings held in the Imperial Art Gallery, to a septium crystal held in the Empire's customs warehouse, to even a cutting-edge tank held in the Imperial Army Research Facility. Nothing is truly safe when he desires to steal it. His conquests aren't limited to inanimate objects. He has been guilty of pretending to be a military officer and eloping with the wife of a marquis on one reported occasion. Yet, this is perhaps the most baffling part. There is no concrete evidence to suggest he has profited from his exploits. Rather, the objects stolen usually end up in places so bizarre their owners are liable to faint upon hearing about them. In other cases, they are transformed into mirror, which is then rained down from the sky in areas largely inhabited by those less fortunate. Hearing this, one might be led to think him a vigilante thief who takes from the rich and giving to the poor, but make no mistake. The truth is not so simple. The wife of the Marquise discussed earlier is a fine example of that. As of this writing, it has been a little over half a year since the elopement took place. Since then, she has remained unaccounted for. Many of the items stolen by him may return to the public eye in some fashion, but not all. Between his eccentric techniques and bizarre behavior regarding the objects he steals, it might appear as though his thefts are purely whims and nothing else. Upon studying the overall picture and reviewing the objects, and indeed people, in play, you begin to see that they all have one specific thing in common. Take the artwork stolen from the Imperial Art Gallery, for example. Each of them were works of pure genius painted by a master of their craft, but they gained a reputation for being too complex for the target audience of such works, the nobility, and were shamefully stowed away instead of placed on display. Similar could be said of the Septium Crystal. Known for its unparalleled beauty after being seized by customs, it was sealed away in the warehouse and doomed never to be admired by human eyes again. The tank, again, is one more example, with its promising development cut short. Rather than be put to good use, it was left collecting dust. As an aside, the case of the Marquise's wife does contain some striking similarities. Despite marrying her, he devoted most of his attention to his concubines and barely spared a thought for her. In conclusions, we can see now that the underlying motive for his actions is finding objects of beauty that have been abandoned by the world and freeing them from their foolish owners. No matter how this world may see his crimes, his motive is clear. The truth of that is evident in the cards he leaves before committing his crimes. This is the so-called liberation of beauty mentioned upon each of them. Phantom Thief B steals not for money, but for an ideal he believes in. And it is in this fact, we believe, are clues to his true identity. A number of valid theories have come about on the face behind our famed thief. Fortunately, they are all lacking in conclusive proof, as they are numerous, and so it is impossible to say whether any of them are actually correct. To complicate matters further, we now even have deranged individuals coming forward pretending to be him and allowing themselves to be captured by law enforcement. It is not to say, however, that none of the theories circulating are at all plausible. Here we will introduce 3 such theories which have developed significant followings and may not turn out to be too far from the truth. Theory 1. Amorous con artist X. X's personal history. X is known for his exceptional skill as a con artist, having faked his own identity in order to engage in romantic relationships with many noblewomen. He was as handsome as he was capable, and he was exceptionally proud in nature as well. Born to a poor family in the temperate South, he became used to stealing in order to make ends meet from a young age. According to testimony from a companion of his at the time, he was never once caught for such thefts. The reason X converted from being a common thief to a con artist is believed to have stemmed from falling in love with a nobleman of much higher social standing than he. The rule of the aristocracy was absolute in the country he called home, and blessed romances between those of different classes unthinkable. With that in mind, he resolved to create a false identity in order to make his dream possible. Following his first rousing success, he came to do the same on a myriad of other occasions, indulging in one forbidden affair after another. It was a mere 10 years ago that he was arrested on suspicion of identity fraud, but he performed a miraculous escape from prison. Ever since then, his whereabouts have remained unknown. Thoughts. Both X's peerless skills as a thief and his interest in forbidden romances with noblewomen sound remarkably like what we know of Phantom Thief B. Also worth noting is that despite using his abilities of deception to court those of vast wealth, he displayed virtually no interest in their fortunes. That is to say, he gained no financial benefit from his actions whatsoever. Instead, he simply lamented that he was unable to indulge in them because of something as trivial as his social class. We conclude that this attitude bears a striking resemblance to the thief's own views on beauty. Theory 2. Tragic artist Y. Y's personal history. Y was an artist with a rather tragic past. Born to a middle-class family in the north, he was hired by an influential aristocrat to be their personal artist, producing many a stunning piece of work. However, it was later discovered that wasn't all he produced. On the contrary, he was also responsible for a number of counterfeit pieces. The one who hired him sought to profit through ill means thanks to his work, and so he created such counterfeits under the noble's instructions. One day, however, Y suddenly left the noble's service. The reason remains unknown. This is where his tragedy begins. Immediately after leaving his client behind, Y received a terrible piece of news. His lover, the daughter of a respected family, had been killed in a traffic accident. While there is no evidence to prove as much, it is rumored that a noble may have had a hand in her death. Y was only spotted once more at his lover's grave before forever disappearing from the public eye. Those who knew his story, he became known as the truly tragic artist. Several years later, the noble was murdered. Thoughts? The story of Y has several unsolved mysteries surrounding it and has invited much speculation, both of which have likely led to the theory that he and Phantom Thief B are one and the same. Those aren't the only reasons, naturally. Phantom Thief B has been known at times to try and dispose of counterfeits, believing them to be false beauty. This has led some to believe that Phantom Thief B may be attempting to rid the world of counterfeits that he himself created. Lending further credibility to this is the discovery that the forgeries disposed of by Phantom Thief B were indeed the works of Y. Theory 3. Skilled martial artist Z. I'm shocked. Z's personal history. The story of Z is significantly different from the other two potential identities we have proposed here, making this an unusual but still plausible possibility. Z was born in the Far East as the son of a famed military family. He was an attractive, delicately built young man, but he was far more skilled at martial arts than his frame would have suggested, being blessed with great natural talent. He is also said to possess a keen, sharp mind, and there was a mild air of arrogance about him, too. Z was indeed... Why am I saying Z? I'm not American. Zed was indeed blessed in nearly every way. He came from an important family, he had skills, he had looks. And as a result, he came to feel bored with the world around him. He hardly kept such thoughts to himself. In fact, he often voiced his complaints to anyone within earshot. These complaints persisted until one day he simply disappeared, telling no one where he was going and leaving nothing to suggest his next destination. Thoughts. Much of this theory is based on the idea of geniuses being eccentric by nature. There are some who say that the fighting style of Zed has some resemblance to the peculiar skills used by Phantom Thief B. But in terms of credibility, this theory is barely a cut above many other similarly unusual suggestions. Still, the idea that the man beneath the mask is one from the East is certainly an interesting and exciting one, leading many to wish it were true, even if they find themselves doubting it actually is. Brings us to the end of outlining three very different theories. Could X, Y, or Z be the true identity of our famed Phantom Thief? Or is the truth perhaps something else entirely? There's only one way we will know for sure. The only way we will know for sure is to hear the truth from the man himself. Of course, whether we can trust anything he says is a discussion for another time. Postscript. After this article was first published, we received a card believed to be from the Phantom Thief B himself at our office. Contents of the card are as follows. Truth of my identity is already within your grasp. My number reveals all. Judging by this, I believe that one of the three theories proposed is the true identity of Phantom Thief B. That said, uncovering the meaning behind his words has proven to be a trying task. Will one valued reader be able to step forward and solve what we cannot? Only time will tell. Okay. Blue Blanc. Blue Blanc, also known as Phantom Thief B, is a thief known for stealing priceless objects all over Western Zemuria. He is also Enforcer number 10 of Ouroboros. I think that gives us our answer. Will one valued reader be able to step forward and solve what we cannot? Only time will tell. Phantom Thief B report finished. Phantom Thief cape. I like that one. That was a cool little one. Everyone's dead. Drop radar. Welcome back, everyone. Are you feeling tired, Ren? Maybe we should stop and rest for a bit? There's no shame in admitting you need a break. I'm not tired at all. Just got something on my mind. Oh, and what might that be? Well, I suppose it can't hurt. Let me give it a try. Potter Modder. Holy shit. Ah, I knew you'd come. Potter Modder, switch to standby mode. Right, that's that. And learn the Potter Modder S-Craft. Sure. What? Why do you all look so surprised? This world can be directly influenced by people's thoughts. We've established that much already. So why wouldn't Potter Modder come for me? What? You wanna elaborate? Ren gave me quite the surprise when she summoned her friend. Still, while it may have been possible to do so, unexpected actions like that in this world take a serious toll on you mentally and physically. You're just not doing things like that any more than you have to. Well, okay. I'm satisfied as long as I have Potter Modder anyway, so I've got no reason to. But I suppose I can do what I'm told this once. Not many people have the experience of being told off by someone who lived over 1,000 years ago. I'm happy to hear that. Oh, you have more? Incidentally, I have one piece of news I think you may be interested in hearing. The area Kevin and Reese fell into is not the only part of the Seventh Plane that exists. I've discovered another, much more vast area there. I also have reason to believe that it's filled to the brim with devils, as well as highly dangerous... Oh, the plane is out. Nonetheless, I've placed a monument down there to serve as an anchor should you wish to explore. You should be able to warp there using the cube. The Abyss is now accessible. The perfect place to efficiently level your party members. I suspect that's where Star Door 15 is going to be. Here, let's take a look at the Abyss. It says it's vast. Well, let's do a little bit of abyss exploring then. This shouldn't be as tough on my voice as a bunch of dialogue would be, at least. And Olivier can quickly catch up in levels.
Well, that takes care of that.
Very quickly catch up in levels. Oh, this guy's immune to death. Maybe I shouldn't have taken Tito with me. Because of everybody in my party, she needs experience, like, by far the least. Oh, I guess it's Kevin. No, she's actually still lower level than Kevin. Or lower level than Reese, even. Vanish playing weird with the turn order.
Enjoy the show.
I think just a couple fights ago, Olivier was getting 9,000 experience per battle. Or 10,000 experience per battle.
Nicely done.
Oops. Damn, she crit herself. We'll come back here with some other parties. Oh, all of the chests on the 7th plane are just empty. I'll come back here with other people. And finish off the 400 battles as we level up, like, Julia and Vander a little bit, but hold, this place is vast, and surely it has the 15th star door. Have I found all the sun doors, actually? Yes. Alright, let's fight a dangerous fiend. Maybe. Damn it, Olivier got pushed back into range. Oh, we can't even. Oh, I was kind of hoping that. Oh, that's centered on Olivier. Olivier might be dead in a second. I suspect that's gonna do. Well, yeah. Oh, the other one was just behind the boss. Very nearly invisible. Oh, we're not done. Alright, this is actually a dangerous fight. I need to cure faint. Fortunately, it really doesn't cure very much of Olivier's health. Be weak to a little bit weak to fire and mirage. Oi, only I'm allowed to yeet people across the battlefield. Oh, you don't have fire. Right.
Well, that takes care of that.
I guess Olivier must not have gotten full experience for the boss because he was dead when the boss died. Received Zemurian ore. What does that mean? Not exactly interested in dealing with some of these fights. Carnage. May as well. Just to check. Strength plus 20. Def minus 20. Whole bunch of Sepith. Other dangerous fiends. That's many enemies. Except thankfully they all stop just short of being able to do anything. Slight whatever weakness, I don't remember what's weak to what anymore. I don't remember what color is what anymore. I think it's Black Mirage.
Take that.
That's not Seal, that's Mute. We're just gonna use Chloe's S-Craft.
How could I fail?
I beg your pardon. And the game crashed. All right. Well, it's almost 11 anyway, so I was planning on stopping soon. But if the game crashes, the game crashes. I don't feel like booting it up for another 10 minutes or so of gameplay. But thanks to everybody for hanging out tonight. Yeah, thank goodness we saved right before that. Yeah, thanks everybody for hanging out tonight. I will be back. I am not exactly sure when. I know I have plans on some days. I couldn't tell you what those days were. I'd have to check with my friends to figure out when the fuck I'm busy. Because it might be this weekend that I'm busy, so... But it also might be the next weekend. So we'll see. I would like to try and stream on Saturday, but or on Friday or Saturday, but we will have to figure that out once I realize what my plans are. So thanks everybody for hanging out. I will hope to see you again next time, whatever day that might be. And until then, have a great night, morning, day, evening, afternoon, whatever. Peace.